Smash that subscribe button right now, because if you thought Cardi B's Coachella disaster was messy, baby, grab a hazmat suit because Offset just turned this situation into a 5-alarm public meltdown, and the internet is losing its collective mind. It turns out while Cardi was out here struggling with viral photos, BBL backlash, and twerking humidity rumors, Offset was moving like a ghost in the night, making everything 10 times worse because behind those fake smiles and staged family pictures, the tea was bubbling over hotter than the Coachella desert itself. And baby, it finally exploded. Multiple insiders are now claiming Offset wasn't just embarrassed by Cardi's viral moment. He was livid, blaming her for what he called damaging the brand. And y'all, when your own man starts treating you like a liability instead of a legacy, it's game over before you even realize you're playing. And while Cardi was scrambling to get unfiltered Getty photos removed from the internet, Offset was allegedly slipping into DMs, booking last-minute club appearances without Cardi and being spotted getting real cozy with a certain reality TV star who's no stranger to side chick scandals. And when the internet pieced the timeline together, the betrayal hit harder than Cardi's BBL shifting mid-twerk, because Offset wasn't just emotionally absent. He was physically clocking out while the whole world dragged his wife, and if you thought Cardi was spiraling before, baby, this is a full Category 5 collapse. Behind the scenes, Cardi's team was reportedly begging her to stay offline, to take a break, to heal quietly. But true to form, Cardi went live, talking a mile a minute, fake laughing, throwing out empowerment slogans like confetti. But the real ones could see the panic hiding behind those oversized lashes and forced giggles. She wasn't fighting the haters anymore. She was fighting herself, fighting to believe she was still that girl even as her body betrayed her confidence crumbled, and Offset's loyalty disintegrated in real time. And let's talk about Offset's so-called loyalty, because according to people who were at the same after-parties he allegedly attended without Cardi,
absolutely, I fucking think I'm a 10, as I fucking should. I think I have a pretty ass fucking face. When I wake up, bitch, y'all like two humble bitches that feel good about themselves, because y'all don't feel good about yourself. Y'all have to, a man gotta tell you that you look good. A man gotta tell you that you a 10. I don't need nobody to tell me that shit. I know it, bitch.
Offset was acting like he didn't even have a wife, posting up with bottle girls, whispering in Instagram models' ears, and laughing a little too hard when someone joked about BBL blowouts at Coachella. And if that's not disrespectful, I don't know what is, because while Cardi's BBL was being memed into oblivion, her husband was nowhere to be found except on the explore page of every messy gossip blog in America. And it gets worse, because sources are now saying that Cardi, desperate to fix everything, reached out to some of Offset's friends, trying to plan a public United Front appearance. But Offset allegedly blew her off, telling her it would look desperate, as if leaving her to be roasted alone wasn't already the ultimate betrayal. And when fans noticed that Offset stopped posting her, stopped defending her, and started posting cryptic quotes about loyalty not being bought, the writing was on the wall bigger than Cardi's Coachella billboard. Offset didn't just check out. He packed a bag, booked a flight, and left Cardi to drown while he floated on clout. And baby, if your partner can't stand next to you when the memes are flying, they don't deserve to stand next to you when the trophies are handed out. And Cardi, poor Cardi. Kept trying to spin the narrative, hopping on lives, hinting at new music, acting like she wasn't breaking apart piece by piece. But the body language doesn't lie. And baby, the body was screaming for help louder than the crowd booing at Coachella when the bass dropped and Cardi's hips dropped half a beat behind. And let's be real, the smell rumors didn't help, because the jokes about BBL funk traveled faster than Cardi's own music. And fans who were at Coachella swear the air around her crew was so humid you could slice it with a knife. And listen, BBL upkeep is no joke, and when you skip the massages, the detoxes, the post-op care, your body retaliates, and baby, Cardi's body clocked out at the worst possible moment. And Offset,
all I'm gonna say
instead of showing up with flowers, instead of standing 10 toes down for his wife, he was allegedly booking flights to Miami, sliding into DMs and acting like a man who just got his starter kit for Hot Boy Summer delivered early. And while Cardi cried behind Instagram filters and posted throwback photos of better days, Offset was moving like a man who was single, and not the good kind of single, the embarrassing, shady, disrespectful kind. And the saddest part? Fans aren't even mad at Cardi, they're heartbroken, because the Cardi they fell in love with was unstoppable, untouchable, Bronx built and Bronx strong, and now she's out here looking like a shell of herself, fighting invisible enemies while the real villain shares a house with her. And let's not pretend like this is the first time Offset's been messy. Because every time he gets caught creeping, Cardi ends up with a new surgery, a new face tweak, a new desperate attempt to rewrite the narrative. But baby, the real narrative is clear. No amount of liposuction, fillers, or viral clapbacks can fix a broken heart wrapped in a Louis Vuitton scarf. And listen, if Coachella was supposed to be Cardi's big rebirth, Offset made sure it turned into a funeral procession instead. And fans are lighting the candles and saying the prayers because it looks like this relationship is beyond saving. And now, new whispers are coming out that Offset's been low-key meeting with divorce lawyers on the side, trying to figure out how to protect his assets before the full fallout hits. And baby, if that's true, it's even colder than the BA. Coachella nights Cardi had to cry herself through. And to make it even messier, Cardi allegedly confronted Offset about the Miami rumors, and insiders say it ended in a screaming match so loud the neighbors heard it. And Cardi allegedly broke a mirror during the fight, crying that she gave everything up for a man who wouldn't even show up when she needed him most. And if that doesn't break your heart, you're not paying attention, because this isn't just a celebrity scandal. This is a woman falling apart in front of millions, live streamed for the world to judge, meme, and move on from, while the man she trusted to catch her couldn't even be bothered to pretend. And baby, the memes are still coming, the jokes are getting crueler, and Cardi's lives are getting more frantic, more desperate, more painful to watch, and fans are starting to beg her not to clap back, not to post another filtered selfie, but to pause, to heal, to remember who she was before the surgeries, before the scandals, before the heartbreak stacked up so high she couldn't see the top anymore. Because true confidence doesn't come from a surgeon's table, and true love doesn't make you question your worth every time a bad photo drops. And Offset? He's out here living it up, popping bottles, sliding into DMs, while the woman who fought for him, forgave him, fixed her body for him, is left picking up the pieces of a life she built on loyalty he never deserved. And baby, if you thought the Coachella disaster was the climax, oh no, it's just the first act. Because if the whispers are true, if the lawyers are really getting involved, if the Instagram model's Offset's been cozy with decide to cash in and start dropping screenshots, this is about to get so much worse before it gets better. And the tragedy is that Cardi doesn't even realize yet that she's fighting the wrong battle. It's not about clapping back at fans or deleting unflattering photos. It's about realizing that no amount of snatched waists or plumped lips can fill the void left by a man who checked out a long time ago. And the real ones, the fans who rode for Cardi when she was raw, when she was loud, when she was messy in the best way, we're not laughing. We're mourning. Mourning the loss of a woman who used to set trends, not chase them. Mourning the spirit that could shut down a stage with a single Bronx-accented bar. Mourning the Cardi who didn't need a dozen surgeries to feel worthy, who didn't need Offset's validation to know she was a queen. And if she doesn't wake up soon, if she keeps running back to the scalpel and the filters and the man who keeps breaking her heart, the Cardi we once knew might be lost forever, buried under a mountain of broken promises and